Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm seeing some error messages. So I hope those of you that can't see me found another way to see me. Found another try YouTube. Try YouTube. If you can't find me on Facebook, come on over to YouTube. You can find me there. So welcome to Get Rich 101. I'm your host. I am Sekou Writes, and I am an author. I'm an author. Let me show you that book. There's the book, Hack Your Pain Now. Hack Your Pain Now. All right. So, as you can see, I'm live again. I'm live again. I'm live again. I'm live again. I guess we're just going to have to say that I am live on Mondays, I guess, because I keep doing it. I keep doing it. So, this is what happened, though. This is what happened. You know what? Let me do the introductions first, because you can tell I got something to say. All right. Shout out to New Thought Media Network. Thank you for keeping the show live when I was down, and thank you for being there and helping me grow. Speaking of which, that reminds me, I am a stroke survivor. I am a stroke survivor. It's important for me to say that because you all might think that I'm fine. I'm not fine now. I'm not fine, but I'm fighting every day. I'm working hard every day to give the appearance that everything's fine. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. So let's do the affirmations really quick, and then let's get into money. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. All right, so I got to do that one again. Hold on. Here we go. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, so let me explain what happened. So Friday, come 3 o'clock, I was ready. Well, maybe 3:15. You have my alarm set for 3:15. 3:15, I was ready. So what that means is I was ready for the weekend hustle. So around 3:30, 3:15, I was in it. I was choosing stocks and everything. And then I pressed go, I pressed trade. I said, what? I tried again. What? So I showed it to Fee. I was like, Fee, what's going on with the stock? And she said, it's Good Friday. And I was like, oh man. Oh man. And then I checked my phone. My mom sent me a message with the same thing. It's Good Friday. I was like, oh man. So what I mean, for those of you that don't have no idea what I'm talking about, is that the stocks are closed on national holidays. So Good Friday is national holiday. So the markets were closed. I was like, oh my, I had so much energy. Dedicated to the weekend hustle last week. I was like, oh, I felt antsy. I was like, oh no, I can't do anything until the next week, because weekend hustle, as you know, starts off every Friday. So Friday to Monday, that's it. And if you miss the Friday, then that's it for the week. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was trying to find something to do. I couldn't find something to do. So what I did was I started trading Forex. And I traded Forex, and I did okay, because I lost $2, but I could have made $6. And so that's what I'm focusing on. That I could have made $6, but I sold too late, and I lost $2. So I made a loss on Forex. I lost $2. Let me let you guys know up front. I lost $2, but I see it, and I could have made $6, and so that's encouraging to me. And it gave me something to do. So Friday, I traded Forex. until the market closed on Friday, because Forex does close on Friday. They still open on Saturday and they reopen on Sunday. So I got a little bit of trading in. I had to get a little bit. I had to get something in, and so I got a little bit in, and that's what I have to say about it. So my thing is we must pay attention to the the field of play, the field of play, but the holidays. That's basically what I'm trying to say. We need to pay attention to the holidays, because I'm not missing another day of trading because I forgot that it was a holiday. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get my trading in on Thursday and let it ride Thursday to Monday, because whoo, that was rough. That was rough. And so now I don't know what to do. So I guess this week I'll wait for weekend hustle again. I'll wait till Friday again, but I'm paying more attention to the stocks that I selected. I'm paying attention to them now. I'm paying attention to them now and just seeing if they maintain their edge throughout the week. So we'll see. We'll see. But man, if you could have seen me this weekend, I was like, oh. So that tells me that the weekend hustle, the stock market, playing the stock market has become a part of my life. Become part of my life because I was itching to go. And so it can become a part of your life too. It can become a part of your life too. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay, so that's that. That's that. And let me shift to my announcements. Let me see if there's any comments. 20 comments. Woo, 20 comments. Let's see if we got any comments I need to respond to. Let's see. B King is inviting her world, her crew, her posse. Yes. All right. And she's trying to get me to do the affirmation again. And 2-time stroke survivor. Yes, I'm a 2-time stroke survivor. Yeah, I am a 2-time stroke survivor. So what happened is the stroke that I had, which is lethal. I don't want to leave that part out. The stroke I had was lethal. And when much later in the process, they told me that was my second stroke. The stroke that we all know about, the stroke that wiped me out on July 14th, 2022. When that stroke hit me, I'd already received an earlier stroke. So I'm a survivor of two strokes. All right, and let's see. All right, and I think that's it for the announcements. Okay, so let me take this down. And yeah, so let me talk about the weekend. So once again, my lesson is check the holiday schedule. Check the holiday schedule. Check the holiday schedule. So you can play weekend hustle up ahead of the curve. So that's it for that. And let me tell you about the weekend. So I went to my first, well, not my first, my first since I had a stroke. Yeah, my first since I had a stroke, my Tai Chi class. And Fee found it for me. And I've been doing this dance with my neighbor I told you about. And I don't know what it was. I think it was with Fee. She said, here's the address, here's the time, go. And that's what I needed. I needed like something clear and definitive to kind of to work through my brain, just something clear. So she said to go to this address at this time on Sunday. So I got out here Sunday and I ran to the class. I ran from 42nd Street to 19th Street and from 42nd Street down to 19th Street And then I ran and I walked right in, and it was in part of a museum, and it was a big museum, and I got to tell you, I was the last one in. I was the last one in, and so there was a big brouhaha about me and putting me in the front and middle and everything. I was, But anyway, this is the studio. This is the studio, and this is me because I'm sitting on the floor because I was knocked out. I was knocked out. I was knocked out, and no one else seemed to be knocked out. Everyone else seemed to be fine with it and moving along with it fine and easily. But with me, let me make myself a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. Yeah. So with me, my stroke has altered my right side, right? And so for the my right side was trying to move forward, and let me tell you, my right arm was like, "What you doing? What you doing, Sekou? I'm trying to do this exercises. What? What exercises?" And my right arm was giving it up. My right arm. So there's a part of the ending was we had to hold our arm out like this, and my hand was like, "What you doing? What you doing, Sekou? What you doing, Sekou?" And it was talking to me, and I don't know what I didn't know what to do. So anyway, I was just trying to make it through, just trying to make it through. And what I'm trying to say is that for me, having had a stroke, that my right hand side of my body was in pain a little bit, and everyone else was fine. You know, and I didn't want to be the one person that just like, okay, I gotta sit this one out. Like, you know, I wanted to finish it. And so first part one was easy. Part two, part three, I was like, whoa, oh man. And so that's me sitting on the floor. He gave us a 5 minutes break, and I was like, oh man, I just sat on the floor. Didn't need a chair. I sat down on the floor, and yeah, some people came up and talked to me and whatnot. But I got to say that this reminded me. This reminded me of. Well, actually, not yet. It didn't remind me of this yet, but it ended up reminding me. I'm gonna tell it in the story. I'm gonna tell it in the story of what happened. So my arm started hurting. Started hurting. And I made it through class, and I was the first one out. I was the first one out. I was like, oh, let me just hit the elevator button. Let me go. Let me go. And there was a bench downstairs, and I almost sat on the bench, but I was like, nah, let's get a little bit away because I didn't want everybody coming out and be like, hey, you okay? You okay? You okay? You okay? I like I can make it. I can make it. So I come outside. I start walking, and this new person, also her first day, catches up with me and passes me. It's like, hey, great class. I'll see you next week. I was like, she was moving. I was moving that slowly. I was like, that slowly that I was struggling. And I was like, okay, I'm moving that slowly. She zipped past me. And so I kept on trying to find some seating. I found some at what's that? One hand station. But I was like, I was leaning up like this, trying to hold on. I was trying to hold on, but I wasn't trying. But I wasn't. Okay, I needed the steps. I needed the steps, but I didn't want to take the steps. I didn't want to take the steps because I wanted to prove myself to myself that I could do it. I could make it home. So I sat there at the steps for a while, look at the steps, looking ahead, look at the steps. I was like, okay, let's go. And I started going further and further and further. Now, I've got to jump around right quick. So what happened to me in terms of my body, my right hand side, is it reminded me of the time that I did the ice the ice thing, the ice ice bowl. Well, when you get in a pool of ice. And I did that for those of you who missed that episode. I did that early on. I was just trying everything to do with my body. And so I got in the ice thing, and it was cold. It was, it was, people that play like, oh, it's no big deal. It was cold. It was cold. And I made it through that. And then later that night, my body started reacting, started going, like that, like energy was being released almost. So my body did that again this time after doing the Tai Chi. Like when I got home and I fell asleep, mind you, I fell asleep quick. But when I woke up, my body kept on going like this. Now it doesn't hurt, but it's uncomfortable because I am not trying to yawn. I'm not trying to stretch, but it's like, okay, all right, okay, good, okay, all right. And so I had to get used to that. But all of that encourages me to do Tai Chi again because you can't find an ice bath around locally. Like that's a hard thing to find. But Tai Chi you can find locally. And what I think it is my body, our right hand side is like, all right. You wanna play? Let's go ahead and give you some energy and reconfigure the neurons in their proper order in order to refit myself correctly. So that's the best I can do. That's the best I can do, but that's what happened to me. Which reminds me, this is the second part of what I want you to know. So as I'm walking, once again, I'm walking. I've been walking for a while now. I've been walking, looking at the steps, walking, looking at the steps, walking, looking at the steps, and continuing to reach. And then I was walking in the bike path instead of on the sidewalk because I was just trying to go to my destination, with little possible obstacles. And then this guy stopped in front of me, and two ladies stopped right in front of me, and all three of them stopped right in front of me, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, "What?" And they're looking at me, and they're looking back, looking at me, and looking back. So finally, I was like, I gotta walk through because I feel tired. I feel my right hand side. I gotta get through. So I walk in between them, and then I roll up right on this. Let me show you the picture. Let me see what I can show you. Yes, here we go. Yeah, I hope you guys can see that. But I walked up, and there was this man lying right there on the street. And I was like, "Oh wow, that's why they were trying to shield me and everything else." And so I got involved. I got involved. I called 911, and there was already, but by the time I called 911, there was already an ambulance pulling up, and so I took care of that, and I made myself a blockade for the bicyclists, so the bicyclists would have to go around, right? And I thought it was so interesting that this woman from Germany, she said her cell phone was was whatever, she couldn't use it because she's traveling. She's talked to me about being thankful for me, being thankful to me for doing something. And I was like, huh? I'm not really sure I understood that I was viewed as somebody important in this scene that happened. And let me show you what ended up happening. Yeah, here we go. And so I positioned myself in the middle of the scene, and so nobody could get around me. So I held my hands out, wide to the right and to the left, so that everybody could go around me. And then they got them straight. They got them under control. And then I started thinking, like, I'm not sure how to phrase this here, but I started thinking, what if that person was me? Because remember, when the stroke hit me, when stroke hit me, I could not stand. I could not stand. Like, ooh, I don't want to get emotional telling the story again, but mm, so anyway, I could not stand. It just washed over me, and this feeling just washed over me, and I could not move. I could not move. I could not move. Right, and someone held me, and the people held me up, and they held me until the ambulance came. But yeah, I could not move, and so I started thinking about the fact that I could not move then, but I can move now. I'm not choosing to run now, but I'm. It's like I can move. Like I have the option of moving. Like then, I didn't have the option. I didn't have the option. I could not. I can't. I can't explain it to you enough. I could not move when I was having a stroke. Man, I I, I felt things, but I couldn't not move. I could not move, man. Not at all. This time, I could move. It was uncomfortable. My arm was hurting. I was in pain, but I could move. I could move. And so that's what I chose to do. And so from the point after that guy, I ran the rest of the way home. I ran the rest of the way home. Like all the time that I got out the class until I came up across this guy, I've been walking, and oh my arm hurts, and oh I need to sit down, and oh la la la. But once I saw him, I said no, I've got to go because I've got the choice now. I've got the choice, and I've got to fight through it. I've got to fight through it. Let's run. And don't you know what? Don't you know what? I felt immediately better. I mean, it took a few steps. But immediately I felt better. My arm felt better from doing the run than by walking. I was like, man, look at that. Look at that. Now I still fell out. Well, let's be clear. I still fell out. When I got home, I was out. I was out. I was out all night. And this morning, same thing, same kind of, my arm still reaching for things. But yeah, yeah. But I still felt better by running. I still felt better by running, and that was important to me. That was important to me, and I hope it came out the way I meant it to. All right, let's see what the notes. Tai Chi, Fee King, my fiance. Let's see what she's saying here. But you did it. You continue to show up for the work. I hope anyone watching your show will be inspired to do show up and be the work. Oh, right. And she sent me something to say to you guys. She said, every time I need to remind you to do it in spite of. And remind you to do it in spite of your pain, in spite of the weather, in spite of your environment, in spite of your finances, in spite of everything. In spite of everything, do it. Do it. Do it. Because the cavalry ain't coming. The cavalry ain't coming. It's you. It's you. You gotta fight. You gotta fight. All right. Thanks to the P King for sending me that. That was great. Great thing she sent me. And ice bath. Yes, ice bath. Yep. That was a tough ice. And looking forward to sharing some more Tai Chi. Yeah, I keep thinking it's called something else, but yeah, it's called Tai Chi. I've taken Tai Chi before. Matter of fact, I was one of the youngest people taking Tai Chi when I took it way long time ago. So I was working with Time Inc. I was working with at Time Inc. and they offered Tai Chi, and I was like, teacher was like, "You sure you want Tai Chi?" I was like, "Yeah, I want it." And I was doing it. I was studying it, and I took it again. I took it again from the teacher in Boston. Like, yeah, man, I've been in Tai Chi for a while, and my dad and my stepmom were taking Tai Chi, and they were doing it. They were doing it very well, and yeah, so I've had my experience with Tai Chi, but I have not had my experience with Tai Chi after the stroke. And that's been what I want to do, and now I've got to do it every day. Now I've got to do it every day because I've got to get that energy up, that my arm and leg are reaching for something. They're reaching for something, and I got to figure out what they're reaching for. All right, so I share. And all right, is it cryotherapy? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And Fatima, I love Tai Chi. I need to get back to those things. Yeah, Fatima, it's for me. I can't explain it because what I experienced at the time was just I'm experiencing this pain. Let me get out of this class. Like, let me go. Right. And I was just going with the flow. But then afterwards, my body started like driving for something. That's the best way I can describe it. But now I can't stop. I cannot stop. I gotta do some Tai Chi every day because I know that my body is reaching for something out of my I don't know what. But I'm going to continue to push for it. All right. Yoga, one of my favorites. Yeah, funny thing, there was a teacher there was about 30 folks, big class. And one of the teachers was a yoga teacher, and she gave up yoga for Tai Chi, and wanted to ask her about that. And she was she was one of the people that I was watching ahead of time before I knew all that. I was like, she's good. Let me follow her. Let me follow her with my eyes. And I want to understand why she made that switch. So I'll find out, Fatima. I'll find out. All right. And B King is inviting Fatima West to come up and do it with us. All right. Okay, so yeah, that was it. That was that it? I mean, it's the weekend, so things are going on, but those are the things that really stood out to me. Those are the things that really stood out to me. Helping this man and understanding that I needed to run because I could run. Not to be confused with when I couldn't run before. All right. So I was just reading the comments. Okay. I think that's it for me today. And let me close out this photo. Let me see. How do I stop this photo? There we go. And all right. And so that's what we have for today. And remember, for those of you who are with me on the weekend hustle, we got to know when the holidays are. Because I was like, I was stressed. So I will be paying attention from now on, and let's get it. Because we need to get this money. This weekend money hustle. If you don't know what that's about, go back and check some of the previous episodes to check that out. All right. So keep doing. Remember that now is better than perfect. All right. I'll see you later.